This is why Vegeta is the most well-written character in all of Dragon Ball. DBZ is the classic that needs little introduction among anime fans, and I am pretty sure that more than half of the anime fans, especially if outside Japan, watching this video probably saw the show as their first foray into anime. Every modern shonen anime owes a depth to this colossal piece in one form or the other. But a very popular question that creeps into your mind while watching the show is, who is actually better, Vegeta or Goku? When you start off the show as a 9-year-old kid, Goku is the obvious answer. Like, Vegeta is that villain in your mind who you can never trust. But as you start to grow older, something changes. You start realizing that even though Goku is a typical nice hero, Vegeta is just different and kind of relatable. Vegeta is the character that has stayed with me the longest and probably even affected me the most. He is the anti-Goku and introduced as the main antagonist of the second arc of Dragon Ball, the Saiyan Saga. While Goku is compassionate and oblivious, Vegeta comes off as cold, calculated, and kind of selfish. He views weakness as the greatest flaw, not compromising even with himself. Born of nobility, Vegeta had pride running in his veins from his childhood, but it all comes crashing down when he is forced to be a subordinate to Frieza. And he also had to watch in vain as Frieza destroyed his entire planet. But he still perseveres in the hope of defeating the warlord and getting his revenge. During this process, he suffers a humiliating defeat in the hands of Goku on Earth. He goes back and trains hard until he believes the day has come when he has finally achieved the power of the legendary Super Saiyan, only to be crushed again by Frieza. To add to the mystery, he has to watch in disgrace as Goku achieves what he actually couldn't. With no direction or motive, he goes to Earth and trains relentlessly to surpass Goku and earn back his wounded pride. But slowly and steadily, he loses himself in the peaceful times. He even has a wife and a kid who he immensely cares about, only to suddenly realize one day that he doesn't recognize himself anymore. The pride of being the Saiyan Prince was slowly fading out of Vegeta and out of his memory. This enrages him and he commits the sin of trading his soul for the ultimate power and tries to settle it with Goku once and for all. And this climax leads to the rise of immortal monster Majin Buu. Facing the monster of his own creation, he gives one final hug to his son and entrusts him to one of his allies and makes the choice of sacrificing himself in one ultimate shower of attack, probably the first selfless act of his existence. That moment has always stayed with every Dragon Ball fan, and even non-Dragon Ball fans can respect that moment for Vegeta. One thing which most of us might not have realized yet is that Vegeta was one of our first forays into how a great and well-written character should actually be. Yes, someone who goes through the same shit as we all go through every single day. Pain, agony, joy, pride, guilt, all of that. I remember a distinct scene of Vegeta for every emotion that I have mentioned. Despite all his strength, despite being set in a world of exponential power scaling, Vegeta just felt kinda real. He was flawed and an unapologetic character who had an immense amount of both pride and self-loathing, along with a constant need to measure and validate himself against people around him. Someone who would keep taking the wrong decisions in life and keep suffering one crushing defeat after another. Someone who doesn't need your sympathy but the willpower to persevere against all the odds. Someone who realizes life hasn't been what they envisioned it to be and yet finds hidden pearls of happiness on the path they took. And that's exactly why Vegeta is just fucking relatable. Not every human out there is a born winner. Not everyone is going to be Goku in their life. Hell, most of us go through defeats at multiple stages in our lives, and yet we live through that pain, agony, and humiliation to get back up again. Vegeta is probably one of the best characters in all of shonen who embodies this spirit, and that's some actually really heavy shit in something touted to be a kid show, or was aimed at that point to be a kid show. I mean, everyone now who watches anime is pretty much an adult. So Vegeta represents the struggle of facing something impossible to win against. Seeing him go through it despite the odds just made getting up the next day and facing our own world a tad bit easier. And that, in a nutshell, is the reason why I always love Vegeta, and he's the perfect anti-hero and the most well-written character in Dragon Ball and probably in anime fiction itself. If you support my motion, feel free to comment down below on why you think Vegeta is the best character. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Do want to drop a like and subscribe to help support my channel and actually keep me motivated for making more. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.